Imagine a powerful storm striking a quiet Mediterranean coastline. The waves grow taller and stronger, crashing into the shore with terrifying force. For the people living nearby, it seemed like just another dangerous storm, the kind that floods streets and damages boats. But when the water finally receded, something extraordinary appeared beneath the sand. Huge stone blocks, ancient walls, and the outlines of structures that had not been seen for centuries. Locals walking along the coast suddenly realized they were standing on something impossible, the remains of a lost ancient city. Archaeologists now believe these ruins may belong to Neapolis, a once powerful Roman port that mysteriously vanished nearly 2,000 years ago. But how did an entire city disappear beneath the sea? And how did one violent storm suddenly reveal it again? Let's uncover the mystery. Number 8. The storm that changed everything. The discovery began after a violent Mediterranean storm struck the coastline near Neapolis. Strong winds and powerful waves created a massive storm surge that pushed huge amounts of seawater onto the land. The waves didn't just flood the coast, they also ripped away thick layers of sand and sediment that had been covering the shoreline for centuries. When the storm finally passed and the waters began to retreat, something strange became visible along the beach. Large blocks of carefully carved stone were sticking out of the ground. Some of them were arranged in straight lines, forming shapes that looked suspiciously like walls or foundations. At first, locals thought they were just random rock exposed by the storm, but when archaeologists examined the site, they quickly realized these were not natural formations at all. These stones were part of ancient human-made structures buried beneath the coast for hundreds of years and suddenly revealed by the power of the storm. Number 7. A city lost to history. Researchers soon began connecting the ruins to the ancient city of Neapolis, a settlement that once played an important role in the economy of the Roman Empire. In ancient times, Neapolis was known as a busy and prosperous port city located along one of the Mediterranean's most active trade routes. The city was especially famous for its enormous fish processing industry. Workers in Neapolis produced salted fish and a powerful fermented fish sauce known as garum, which was considered a luxury product throughout the Roman world. Large factories processed huge quantities of fish, and amphorae filled with garum were shipped across the Mediterranean to cities like Rome. Because of this trade, Neapolis became wealthy and influential, attracting merchants, sailors, and traders from many different cultures. For centuries, it thrived as a center of industry and commerce, but its prosperity would not last forever. Number 6. The day the sea destroyed the city. In the year 365 AD, the Mediterranean experienced one of the most devastating natural disasters in ancient history. A massive earthquake struck near the island of Crete, shaking the entire region with incredible force. But the earthquake was only the beginning. Moments after the ground stopped shaking, the sea began to behave strangely. Water along many coastlines suddenly pulled back from the shore, a terrifying sign that a tsunami was forming. Soon after, gigantic waves rushed toward the land at enormous speed. Some historical records suggest that these waves may have reached heights of more than 30 feet. When the tsunami struck coastal cities across the Mediterranean, it caused unimaginable destruction. Entire ports were flooded, ships were thrown far inland, and buildings collapsed under the force of the water. Neapolis was directly in the path of this catastrophe. The waves smashed into the city, destroying homes, factories, and docks. In just a few moments, a thriving urban center was turned into a disaster zone. Number 5. A civilization swallowed by the sea. After the tsunami struck, much of Neapolis was left in ruins. Large sections of the city collapsed or were dragged into the Mediterranean by the powerful retreating waves. The coastline itself was permanently changed by the disaster, and parts of the city were submerged beneath the sea. Over the centuries that followed, sand, mud, and sediment slowly covered what remained of the ruins. Layer after layer buried the ancient buildings until they completely disappeared from sight. Eventually, people living in the region forgot exactly where the city once stood. Historians knew Neapolis had existed because of ancient records, but the physical remains of the city seemed to have vanished forever beneath the water and the coastline. Number 4. What the storm revealed. The recent storm surge dramatically changed that situation. As the powerful waves stripped away the layers of sand that had been hiding the ruins, archaeologists suddenly gained access to structures that had been buried for centuries. Among the most important discoveries were large stone vats used for fish processing, a clear sign of the industrial activity that once made Neapolis famous. These vats were used to ferment fish and produce garum, confirming that the ruins were connected to the city's massive seafood industry. Researchers also discovered building foundations, sections of streets, and parts of ancient industrial complexes. Experts now estimate that the exposed ruins cover more than 20 hectares, making it one of the largest known Roman fish processing sites in the Mediterranean region. But this discovery may only be the beginning. Number 3. The ocean still hides most of the city. While the storm revealed parts of the ancient settlement on land, underwater exploration has uncovered even more structures beneath the Mediterranean Sea. Divers investigating the coastline have discovered submerged walls, stone streets, and the remains of additional factories used for fish processing. These ruins are located several meters underwater, preserved beneath layers of sand and marine sediment. Some archaeologists believe that the majority of Neapolis may still be hidden beneath the seafloor. If this is true, the site could represent one of the most significant underwater archaeological discoveries in the region. The city that once thrived along the coast may still be waiting to be fully rediscovered. Number 2. Nature's strange role in archaeology. It may seem ironic, but the same natural forces that destroyed Neapolis are now helping reveal it. Storms, floods, earthquakes, and erosion often expose ancient structures that have been hidden underground for centuries. This strange phenomenon has happened in many places throughout history. For example, the ancient Greek city of Helic was swallowed by an earthquake and tsunami in 373 BC. For thousands of years, its exact location remained unknown until archaeologists finally rediscovered it buried beneath layers of soil. Events like these remind us that nature doesn't just erase history, sometimes it unexpectedly reveals it. Number 1. What this discovery could reveal. The rediscovery of Neapolis could provide valuable insights into the lives of people living during the Roman era. Archaeologists hope to learn more about ancient trade networks, industrial production, and the way coastal cities were built and organized. The ruins could also help scientists understand how ancient civilizations responded to major natural disasters like earthquakes and tsunamis. And perhaps most fascinating of all, this discovery raises an even bigger question. If one storm surge can reveal a lost city that had been hidden for nearly 2,000 years, how many other ancient civilizations are still buried beneath the world's oceans, waiting to be discovered? History is full of mysteries, but sometimes the past refuses to stay buried. Beneath the sand, beneath the sea, entire cities may still be hidden, silent reminders of civilizations that once thrived. And in this case, it took a deadly storm to bring one of those forgotten cities back into the light. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more incredible discoveries, lost civilizations, and mysteries from around the world.